Hello and welcome to another episode of That Football Topic. I'm your host as always, Sam Furmaniak. Let's get right into it. Today is a beautiful day. It's been a whirlwind of emotions for myself and all of Broncos country, truly, because we wake up and it's Tuesday. Today is the tag deadline, the day when Aaron Rodgers is set to potentially make his decision. And he did. He's decided to remain with the Green Bay Packers after a year of hopes, all resting on Aaron Rodgers. They were shattered. I was depressed. I'm not going to lie. For a short period of time. And then I get a call from Jude, actually. And he's like, dude, have you checked your phone? And I was like, that's weird. I was just on my phone before you called me. I didn't see anything. So I'm like, all right, I'll call you back, see what's up. We got Russell Wilson. Oh my goodness, the Broncos actually did it. George Payton with the big balls. He said they were going to be aggressive, and goddamn were they aggressive. And look, it has been 6 long, difficult years for Broncos country, but now they can rejoice because they got their guy. The quarterback is no longer an issue on the issue checklist for the Denver Broncos. When we're on a Monday Night Football and they show the quarterback carousel animation, I can actually be excited to see that because we have our guy. Now, let's just review the trade, see what the Broncos gave up. So, Broncos received Russell Wilson, obviously, and they did get a 2022 fourth-round pick from Seattle. What the Seahawks got was this year's first-round pick from Denver, which is the 9th overall pick, this year's second-round pick, which is the 40th overall pick, next year's first and second-round picks. They got Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, and Noah Fant. Now, at first glance, take it. Take it. I was shocked that we only had to give up 2 first-round picks. And initially when I saw this, because the way the trade came out, I was like, okay, Russ is getting traded. We don't know what for, multiple first-round picks and some players. I'm like, all right. Then it came out, it's like they're sending 2 first-round picks. I'm like, only 2? Oh, boy, that must mean that a guy like Jerry Jeudy is potentially being shipped off. So I was like, shoot. I mean, I'm happy, of course, we got Russ, but I really did not want to see a guy like Jeudy or Sutton or maybe Bradley Chubb go. None of them went. I mean, they got Drew Lock, which great. That's quarterback. Don't really care. Shelby Harris made me sad because he's been through it with Denver. He's a good interior defensive lineman, but they had to take a defensive starter. So Shelby, you will be missed. We got Russ. So I was like, no. And then we traded away Noah Fant, which makes me kind of sad because Noah Fant did have some untapped potential, but they did need an offensive star, and we didn't have to sacrifice any of our receiving core. And we literally, I'm saying the Broncos literally have Albert O, who's basically a carbon copy, like very fast, athletic tight end who can easily replace Fant in that position. So if you look at this from me, I think you lose some D-line depth. And that's about it, because Drew Lock means nothing now that you have Russell Wilson. And I think Noah Fant, we can replace him pretty easily too. So I think both sides win because, look, you look at – I mean, obviously Denver wins. They get a quarterback. I mean, you talk about this AFC West. Oh, my goodness. Are you serious? When Derek Carr is the worst quarterback in your division, you know you got a damn good quarterback division. And it's crazy because Russell Wilson, as good as he is still the 3rd best quarterback in this division. You still got Mahomes, Herbert, now him and Derek Carr. Y'all should follow me on Twitter because my Twitter feed has been just me tweeting has been pretty hectic today. But pretty much every game in the AFC West should be on primetime, right? Can we agree? Like, there's not a bad game in the AFC West this year. You can make a case for any single one of them to be put on primetime. I'm definitely looking to get the Broncos primetime games up. It's been rough. I think we only had 2 last year, only 1 going into the beginning of the year, and it was Thursday night. So it's gonna be good to get back on some Sunday night. We weren't on Monday night, so I'm excited for that. So from the Broncos side, They got their guy. Everyone kept saying Broncos, and I've been adamant about this for the last couple of years. We have the pieces. We have the receiving core. We have the defense. We just need a quarterback. They got the quarterback because now you pair him, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick, Alberto. You got Javonte Williams. They could re-sign Melvin Gordon too, and then you still have one of the top defenses in the league. This Patrick Surtain pick from last year is looking even better now because there's still some questions. Oh, you should have taken Fields or something like that. We got our guy in Russell Wilson. Let's talk about the Seahawks now. They got this haul of picks. People were definitely leaning towards saying the Broncos won, which I think they did, and I think they definitely got the best out of the deal. However, I don't think it's all bad for Seattle. Let's look at this. You have the 9th overall pick in this year's draft. You still have your draft pick. Then you have 2 draft picks next year. You have 2 second-round picks next year. So you have 2 firsts and 2 seconds this year and 2 firsts and 2 seconds next year. So you are stacked for the next 2 draft classes. It's going to be a struggle year. Like, this is not going to be a good year for Seattle. They just released Bobby Wagner. That's breaking news right now. And the defense is just not going to be what it once was, what it is. But let's just say you have a bad year, really bad year, especially with how good the NFC West is. You're sitting at 4-13, something like that. There's 2 Heisman front runners. You got C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young coming out of next year's draft. I mean, talk about an increase in quarterback talent coming into this year's draft to next year's draft. The Seahawks could be in prime position to snag up one of those guys immediately and still have another first-round pick. So the rebuild for Seattle has begun, and they could trade Tyler Lockett too. But look, if you get a young quarterback, you have DK Metcalf, you have Chris Carson, Rashad Penny. You need to spend these picks upgrading the defense this year, especially. We all know how good this defensive line class is. You need to get pass rush. You don't have that. You need to get pieces for your secondary. You don't have that. This is your opportunity to do so. You also save a lot of money by getting rid of Russ and by releasing Bobby Wagner. So they'll have money to play with as well. Noah Fant is an outstanding young piece that I think they can use very well there in Seattle. So, yes, it's depressing. It's not a good day for Seattle. They probably just lost the best player in their franchise's history. However, bright roads are ahead for the Seahawks as they enter this rebuild. They just need to do it right. They can't be stuck in a rebuild. It's got to take 3 years, and that's what it has to be. And I think if they can't successfully do this rebuild, Pete Carroll's future is not going to look very bright in Seattle. They have to make this work, having all of these picks in the next 2 drafts. The hour is now for Seattle to start because they just lost everything. They lost their franchise quarterback, and they're pretty much hitting the reset button. You have to get it right with these picks. And they haven't done well in previous drafts picking in the first round. A lot of Seattle's success, you look at Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner, Richard Sherman, guys like that, Tyler Lockett. Those are all day 2, day 3 picks that they got. Like, Seattle's a fantastic, like, late round drafter. They have not hit on their early round picks. They definitely need to change that because now they have a crap ton of early round picks. So that's just my outlook at Seattle and what they need to do. I look for Denver, and we'll be talking about this on Stop the Clock a lot because Denver is back to being relevant. I'm so excited. Free agency is just around the corner. It's an exciting time to be a Broncos fan. So, yeah, that was it. That was just me getting out my thoughts on the trade. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hit me up on Instagram, ThatFootballTopic, no caps, no spaces, Twitter as well. I'm on TikTok now posting clips, so definitely check that out. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Stay tuned for a Stop the Clock coming later this week, and have a nice night.